Ben and June Gray, your average Southern American family, God-fearing, neighborly, and the best parents a child could ask for. Their kids, Jackson and Sarah, have recently moved away from their small town home, the lovely city of Lake Ivy. Jackson, recently graduating with a business degree, decided Louisville would be a great place to start his life. Sarah, on the other hand, simply wants to start her clothing business in the beautiful river town of Raven Creek. The family has enjoyed a slow and peaceful life together, with Ben and June dedicating their lives to preparing their kids for the harsh reality of being an adult, carving into their kids the proper tools and skills they would need to survive in this dog-eat-dog world. But there are some things in life that you can never predict, and the events that are about to unfold is something that Ben and June could have never prepared them for. Join me on Ben and June's daring struggle in this new world, full of pain, sadness, hurt, and hopelessness. Their character and self-preservation are about to be tested like never before. Ben and June wake up in their new, downsized home for the first time, excited to see what adventures life has to offer with no kids. Unsure of how to start the day, June suggests they do some morning exercise. She's pestered Ben about getting in better shape for years. He begrudgingly agrees, as he's become a bit obese after taking the role of field supervisor 10 years ago. He struggles a bit, but he makes it through. Feeling as if they could take on the world now, Ben and June go outside to do some weeding. Unfortunately, the previous owners let the yard become a bit of a jungle. While weeding, June asks Ben to open up a little bit about how he's feeling without the kids. "Well, June, to be honest, I'm a little lost. Our days were scheduled around them. And now what? I know we have more freedom now, but we haven't known what to do with free time for years now. I'm also a little worried about them. I know Jackson will be fine. He was built for the city life. But Sarah, she's always had that soft side. And I'm worried how those Raven Creek folks are going to treat her." And then June responds, "I know, honey, our life will definitely be less entertaining these days, but we deserve to relax a little. Our world has been turned upside down now that they're gone. But it's up to us to decide if that's a good or bad thing. And I know you're worried about the kids, but Jackson is going to be so busy with his new job that he won't have any time to get into trouble. As for your little girl, we've taught her all the skills we could for her to thrive. We have to let her grow into her own person now. Our baby is all grown up." Wrapping up the evening, the couple sits down to catch the nightly news, the one thing about their daily routine that has remained the same for most of their lives.
"I can confirm there has been an outbreak. The ailment is, as yet, unidentified. It is flu-like. It leads to panic. It leads to confusion. There is no evidence of fatalities within the exclusion zone. We are using judged and judicious force to maintain the border. Warning shots have been fired. No civilians have been harmed."
Ben and June sit speechless. They knew there had been reports of a strange virus spreading, but just assumed it was more typical fear-mongering from the media. With their stress levels through the roof now, the couple discusses what they should do, discussing whether they should risk traveling, worried if they have enough food if something does happen, and if things do get bad, they clearly cannot stay here. There's more going on with this than they're telling us. If I've learned one thing in life, it's to never fully trust the media. Why would they tell us if something bad was happening? It would cause mass panic. I need to figure out a plan for June and I. We can't stay here long if shit starts to hit the fan. We never make it out alive. Ben and June sleepily awake on day 2, neither of them getting a good night's rest after hearing the 8 p.m. news last night. Even though the news anchor reassured everyone to not panic, the couple knew better. In situations like this, when they say not to panic, that's your cue to be on high alert. After eating some canned corned beef for a quick breakfast, Ben and June take a seat on their itchy purple carpet, something they had planned on replacing soon, but doesn't seem so important anymore. They hesitantly turn on the TV, both hoping last night's broadcast was something they had just dreamed up. That theory quickly gets disproven. As the news continues to try and convince the public that there's no reason to worry, they can both hear the rising panic in the anchor's voice and can see right through the lies. June decides she's going to brave out a trip over to their neighbor's house. I sure hope Henry's okay with all this madness going on. He just started getting back to his normal self since losing his wife last year. I'm sure the news is right and everything is fine, but seeing a familiar face will help solidify that thought for my own sake. June sees Henry walking across the lawn and says, "Hey there, Henry." Nothing. "Henry, I was just coming over to check on you. Is everything okay?" Henry grunts and moans. As Henry gets closer, June can see that something is not right. A sense of terror rushes over June, and she makes a mad dash back inside. She runs to the bedroom, explaining to Ben that something's not right. "Henry's sick or something, Ben. I tried to ask him if he's okay, but he never said a word, just moaned at me, a deep, eerie moan. The air outside smells off as well. It reminds me of the awful smell of rotting fruit that sat in a hot car for too long. I told you something's not right, June. The media isn't telling us the whole truth. There's something happening, and we need to find out what." Ben and June make the decision that they're going to get in their '98 Corolla and take a drive through town. Curious if anyone else is starting to worry in their little town that they just started calling home. As they start down the road, they see Henry again. Within the safety of their car, they get a closer look at the elderly man. Henry starts banging on Ben's window. He gets an up-close and personal look at the state of Henry. Horrified by what he's seen, Ben takes off to get as far away from Henry, or what used to be Henry, as he can. As they come up to the town square, Ben says to June, "Where is everyone? Just 2 days ago, this square was packed, with everyone enjoying the end of summer festival. Now it's a ghost town. Besides Henry back there, who I'm not so sure still has a shred of humanity left in him." "I don't know, Ben. Let's just get out of here. I'm not liking the looks of this one bit. Something definitely does not feel right." As they continue through the town they just started calling home a few days ago, the couple sees people everywhere. At least what used to be people. Now they're not so sure. Ben thinks to himself, "I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I'm starting to feel like we need a plan, and fast. Shit! Jackson and Sarah. I need to try and call them and make sure they're okay. Jackson may be in." "Ben, you just killed that man. You just ran him over like he was an animal." "I don't think we're dealing with any normal folks anymore, June. We've got a real problem on our hands." The couple rushes back home, only to be met with another soulless person. It's Henry. This time, knowing what they're dealing with a little better, they approach the sluggish Henry slowly. After what Ben noticed earlier, he knows what has to be done. With adrenaline now pumping, Ben and June hear a loud banging coming from Laura's home, their other neighbor. "Ben, what the hell are we doing?" "I don't know, June, but something tells me we don't want these things being in such close proximity to us while we think of a plan. Something tells me that we're not going to see another normal human for some time. And I can't just leave these poor folks this way. It ain't right." The couple sits for a moment to collect their thoughts, contemplating what they've just done. "Lord, is this right? Have I murdered these people? No, they're not people anymore. I can't let whatever's happened to them happen to June and I. We need a plan, and fast." "Lord, forgive me. I don't know what we're doing now. Has Ben gone insane? I don't think so. He's the most normal thing I've seen the past 2 days. I'm really starting to get scared. This can't be happening." The couple finishes watching the news, still telling their lies, still telling the public not to panic. Now Ben and June know they're lying, and decide to put a plan together. They can't just sit here waiting for help that will more than likely never come. "Ben, what are we going to do? If there's this many of them here, think of how many are in the cities." "I know, June. I know one thing for certain. We can't stay here. Sooner or later these things are going to find us. I don't want to imagine what fighting 20 or more of those would look like. We need to find better weapons, and to be on the safe side, in case this thing is spread by their blood, we need some clothes that'll protect us a little better. With all the chaos and Jackson and Sarah still in the back of the couple's minds, they try like hell to get some shut-eye, as tomorrow is going to be one long day. Ben wakes up at the crack of dawn on day 3, letting June catch up on some sleep after yesterday's events. Ben turns on the news to check for any updates on the virus that's rapidly spreading across the state. More lies. They're going to cost people their lives by trying to keep this hidden. Do other states even know? Looks like we have about 48 hours before TV and cell services go dark. After that, things are going to go south, and quick. Around 7 a.m., June awakes and joins Ben in the kitchen. While eating some more cold, canned breakfast, they devise a plan for the day. Both knowing the main priorities for now are better weapons to defend themselves against the dead, and possibly some bad folks taking advantage of the chaos, and also needing better clothing to protect against the possibility of being scratched, or worse, bitten by one of these things. June, I think it's best we split up and search the neighboring homes for supplies before we head into town. It doesn't feel right, but it seems we won't be seeing any of our new neighbors anytime soon. Ben, you know I don't like the idea of stealing. It just feels so wrong. But I think I'm starting to see things from your perspective, and you're right. We haven't seen another alive human for a few days now. It's starting to feel like we never will again. The couple splits off like planned and gathers everything they can carry. More canned goods, better weapons, and more protective clothing. Anything they can get their hands on to help them thrive in this new deadly world, even if it's just a little. Every little leg up will help more than they know. As the couple arrives into town, they remembered seeing a hardware store next to the local boutique. While June makes her way inside, seeing if she could find anything useful for them, Ben looks over a nice blue Ford Explorer sitting out front, one that reminds him of his old Bronco he used to own, before June requested he sell it so they could have a little more cushion in their retirement account. Psh, a lot of good that's doing us now. Just a bunch of useless numbers on a computer screen. More of these things. They're everywhere now, it seems. I'm not liking how easy this killing thing is becoming. It's not like I have much of another choice, though. Ben, get in here. This place has all the weapons we could want for self-defense. Nice find, June. Let's grab what we can and load it up into the back of that Explorer. I've hotwired it, and that's going to be our new daily driver. Once they get everything loaded up, Ben and June head over to the corner market. Luckily for them, they seem to be the only survivors in Lake Ivy, so they stuff their duffel bags full of anything that will fit. And Ben finally finds himself some sweet nicotine, a nasty habit he just kicked 4 months ago. Hell, if there's a chance I could die tomorrow, I may as well enjoy me some smokes. Look at these poor souls. Dumber than a box of rocks, these things, but vicious, bloodthirsty fellas. Come here, you poor bastard. Alright, June, I'm filling up this gas can and let's get the hell out of here before this weather makes our lives 10 times harder. The couple makes it back home and starts unloading their much-needed supplies. As they're putting things away, they hear the neighboring house's alarms start blaring. Ben goes outside for a moment to take a look, spewing every curse word known to man under his breath as he walks back home, knowing the loud racket is going to bring in unwanted guests. He finishes unloading their supplies and then heads outside to add to his ever-growing body count. Once the stragglers are taken care of, Ben and June take a seat to catch the news, feeling as if they're in the twilight zone now, as the anchors continue lying to the viewers, telling them not to panic. Who in the world could that be? It's Jackson. I hope he's okay. He's basically at ground zero of this thing. Dad? Mom? I don't know what's happening. They've told us we can't leave our home, even the city. I'm scared. My roommate. He's been sick for a week now, but he hasn't been out of his room for a few days now. I don't know what to do. Jason? Are you okay? Jason, what are you doing? Jason, no! Oh my gosh, Ben, we have to get to him now. My baby boy's in trouble. Get everything and— June, we can't even get into the city. How the hell are we supposed to save him? We don't even know what it is we'd be saving him from. It's Sarah. Well, answer it, damn it. Hello, Mom? Dad? Jackson just called me half an hour ago. He told me everything that's going on. He sounded terrified. I don't think anything's happened here yet, but they're enacting martial law first thing in the morning. I'm going to the store tonight to load up on supplies, and then I'm going to hold up in my house until this all blows over. Ben, not knowing what to say or how to console June, goes to the bathroom to be with his thoughts. Lord, what am I supposed to do here? As much as I hate to admit it, the phone call from Jackson didn't sound very promising. But I can't just leave my boy all alone to deal with this. Sarah, though, I think she's going to be fine as long as she keeps her wits about her. Our best bet is to try and go save her first in Raven Creek, and then head to Louisville and pray Jackson holds out long enough. Ben goes and explains the plan to June. She, rightfully so, is pissed off at this decision, but Ben knows she agrees that it's the right call. No parent should have to make a decision like that, having to decide which child they want to go and try to save first. Ben sleeps in the chair tonight, hoping that giving June some space will help her get back into the right state of mind, because tomorrow is going to be one hell of a long day if not. Ben and June wake up on day 4 bright and early, hoping to catch some good news with the virus updates. Either things are getting worse or they're actually getting a hold on this thing. I'm leaning more towards the former. Ben, we need to start making our way to Raven Creek to try and get to Sarah. Hopefully being so far away from the exclusion zone it won't hit there so hard yet. I know, June, but we need a few more items first, and this weather is not doing us any favors. After having yet another cold breakfast and talking things over for a few minutes, the couple decides, since they're seemingly the only ones left in Lake Ivy, that they're first going to head back into town and check out the fire department for supplies. With their new Explorer, Ben wants to try and stuff the back as full as possible. Careful, June, there's quite a few of them up here. Keep your distance and go for their heads. Okay, Ben. Please don't get scratched or anything. I won't be able to save our children alone. Take your time and be swift. After taking care of the infected inside, Ben and June check the living quarters for more food and medical supplies. Having already found a handful of axes downstairs, and now extra medical and food supplies, the couple loads up the car and starts covering more ground. Ben, where are we going? Raven Creek is in the other direction. You're really going to start pissing me off if you don't start talking these plans out with me first. We need to be a team, more now than ever. We're going to Madra first, June. This weather would make a trip to Raven Creek hell right now. I just want to see how bad things are over here in a slightly bigger city before we head to Sarah. Ben, it seems things are going to be bad everywhere. Just remember that Sarah is under martial law now, and the sooner we can get to her, the better. The couple arrives in Madra to what they had already suspected. More dead, roaming the streets around every corner. And it seems the math adds up. A bigger city equals more infected. They drive the streets curious if they'll, by the grace of God, see any other survivors. With no luck, they head further south down the strip to see if anything catches their eye. And then they spot a City of Madra police cruiser. Hoping to find a shotgun or some other weapon inside, Ben and June clear the area and bust the windows to find out. The action itself feeling so wrong, but it's not the same world they're living in now. It's all about survival and doing what benefits them the most. With no luck in finding a gun, Ben takes a moment and has himself a smoke. The old world comes flooding back into his mind as he stares at the dead inside Jay's chicken. Man, I remember bringing Jackson and Sarah here on our summer trips down to the lake. This used to be one of our favorite stops on the 5-hour road trip. Some of the best damn chicken in the South. Now look at it, full of soulless bodies doing the only thing they know how, hunting for blood. With Maldra being a bust, the couple start making the 20-minute drive back to Lake Ivy. Sorry, June, seems we wasted a whole day chasing ghosts. Deep down, I think I needed to see another human. It's really starting to feel like we're all alone here, and no one's going to come save us. We're barely a speck on the map here in Lake Ivy. It's alright, Ben, I trust you. But you have to start communicating your plans better with me. As for us being alone and no help coming, I think you're right, and that's more the reason we need to get to Raven Creek as fast as possible. Making it back to their home just before dusk, Ben and June start unloading their supplies from today's haul. June, looks like we had a visitor while we were gone. You think it was a human or one of those things? I don't know, but maybe we ought to crash next door in Kathy's place for tonight, just so we don't have to worry about another intruder while we try to sleep. I'd rather err on the side of caution than risk waking up to having my neck chewed on like a midnight snack. Too tired to move all their supplies over to the neighboring home, Ben and June just do what they can to secure the place a bit better before calling it a night. Ben, we have to start making some progress west tomorrow. I don't want Sarah having to do this alone any longer than she has to. I know, June, tomorrow we will load up all of our supplies and we will hit the road. I have a feeling it's not going to be a simple drive, though. I need you to prepare mentally for that. I'm not sure what we'll see out there. I'll do anything necessary to get to her, Ben. Let's just do our best not to lose our humanity in the process, though. Lord, please be with us tomorrow. After seeing Maldra today, I'm worried about what Raven Creek's going to have in store for us. Much less Louisville, if we ever make it there. Keep us safe tomorrow during our travels. And Lord, please help us find our little girl. I can feel the stress gnawing at me as I think about her, out there scared and alone. Ben, not being able to sleep, wakes up early on day 5. He wishes like hell he could sleep a little longer, or at least get some better quality rest. He knows that's not going to happen though, as his brain scrambles worried about his kids, trying to put together a plan to get to them, keeping June safe, and just the stress of this madness of a world that's now the new normal. As he waits on June to wake up, he thinks to himself, it's been 5 lousy days already. All I keep picturing is Sarah and Jackson's faces filled with fear. We have to make some better progress today. I'm hopeful there's other survivors out there that can help our journey progress a little faster. I guess we'll find out today as we make our way west. Once June wakes up, the couple wastes no time packing up the car with all the food and supplies they've gathered over the past few days and hit the road. Well, I guess we can kiss our dreams of growing old together in a small town goodbye. I had everything pictured out in my head, too. The two of us spending the days lazily, tending to our garden, maintaining a beautiful lawn the neighbors would envy, you finally finding joy in the slow and peaceful life, and our kids coming to visit us on holidays, or coming over for the evening to watch a football game or two. Oh, Ben, we're never going to have the pleasure of grandkids now, are we? Come on, June, that's still a possibility. Unfortunately, probably not a high one anymore, but it could still happen. I've never been good at consoling her when she's upset. What's the point of lying and putting on a fake smile now, though? The world is definitely not all rainbows and butterflies anymore. I know it sucks, June. All those things you said sound amazing. Maybe we can still have all that in the future. We don't know. Maybe the government is getting a hold on this thing as we speak. Either way, our main focus is the kids right now. We can't lose our heads. We've got to keep it together for them. They're still alive out there. I can feel it. With the silence deafening and June still weeping quietly to herself, Ben continues the drive south, both of them needing a moment to themselves to take in this stark reality. Both Ben and June were hoping all this nonsense would just blow over, but with each day that passes, they're slowly coming to the realization that this is it now. This is what they get to call retirement. Oh my, look at those poor souls. Do you think there's any part left of them that's still their old self? I don't think so, June. There seems to be nothing left of them but the thoughts of eating ours and others' flesh. I haven't seen a trace of any human behavior from them these past few days. The couple stumbles across the fire chief's truck while passing through the small town of Pit Stop. Knowing the more spacious SUV will benefit them in the long run, the couple makes quick work of the infected and moves all their supplies over. Ben takes it slow, making their way out of town, both of them taking in just how fast and far this virus has spread. I don't think there was any way to stop this. Every town we've driven through so far has looked exactly the same, all dead and not one survivor. This damn government of ours, I think they caught wind of this thing early, realized there was nothing they could do, and just left us all here to fend for ourselves. They're probably all hiding in their air-conditioned bunkers, waiting for all this to settle down before they show face again. Ben, enough with the anti-government crap. I know you're more than likely right, but we have to stay optimistic right now. Remember what we're fighting for. Let the Lord sort out the evildoers of all this madness. I know, June, you're right. Just look at this place, though. Everything we as a society have worked for, just gone like that. It just pisses me off. As the couple continues on their journey to Raven Creek, they pass a sign that reads, "Hitchhikers may be escaping inmates." They both look at each other, both seeing the curiosity in each other's eyes, both knowing exactly what the other's thinking. One of the perks of being married for so long, I suppose. Well, should we go check it out? If there's anywhere that the government may have held up, it'd be at a prison, right? Could be, or it could be a massive waste of time and those commie son of a guns left all the prisoners to rot while they ran away. The couple ultimately decides to make the trip to the prison, knowing it could be a waste of time but willing to wager on that fact with a slight chance they may find some help. As they drive south through Rosewood, Ben has a rush of emotions hit him like a freight train, as he remembers all the stories his father used to tell him of his time growing up here. How Ben's grandpa used to take his dad to Pizza World after his team won a baseball game. All the different cafes and off-the-wall jobs his dad used to work until he finally landed his dream job as a Rosewood police officer, where he eventually graduated to the precinct's captain. He spent most of his days in later life dedicating his sweat and blood to that place, and finally retired at the age of 57. Alright, June, are you ready? Be on alert, but we are not getting out of this car unless we see another survivor. June? Ben looks over and sees June knocked out cold, the lack of sleep finally catching up to her. Deciding to let her sleep as he patrols around the prison, hoping there's no issues and that it's just a quick and easy drive-by. June, wake up. Huh? What is it? How long was I out? Just an hour or so, not too long. You looked like you really needed it, so I let you be. Thanks, honey. I don't even remember closing my eyes. What are we doing at the police station? I figured we could make a quick stop and see if we could find any extra weapons, but I don't want to be here long. Let's get in and out as fast as possible and keep a low profile. June, you find anything useful? No luck on my end. Do you want to keep looking? Nah, I haven't had any luck either. Let's just exit as quietly as we came and get back on the road. Once on the road again, June feels bad for having fallen asleep on Ben while they were scoping the prison out and decides to spark up a conversation. One that Ben didn't care to be a part of, but knew it probably made June feel a little better with all that has been happening. So, what do you miss the most about our lives before all this chaos erupted? Hell, I don't know, June. There's a lot of things I miss already. Sleeping in my own bed, warm food, my recliner. But I think the thing I'm missing the most is a nice hot shower. Oh, a hot shower would be so nice right now. I think the thing I miss the most is all the mundane stuff. We really take it all for granted, don't we? Even something as simple as going to bed knowing you'll sleep safe and sound for the night. I don't know that we'll ever feel that again. I will miss that. I don't think I've had a good night's rest since all this started. June, do you think that our government caused this? I mean, I remember a few months back hearing about them working on a vaccine for a new flu strand. Is it possible they— Ben, look! Oh my! Lord, please may that young man's soul rest in peace. Wow, now that's not something you expect to see. Let's get out of here. No infected did that. Either he did it to himself or another survivor did. But that's not the kind we'd want to run into. As the couple makes their way out of Grapeseed, they notice time is starting to creep into the early hours of the morning. Too late to get a full night's sleep, they decide to make a pit stop and rest for a few hours. Ben notices a home off the beaten path on the map and makes a slow and muddy haul down the long dirt driveway. Making their way inside, they hear a loud pounding coming from just inside the front door. Be ready, June. Probably just the owner stuck in there, and it hurt us pulling up. I'm going to open up the door slowly. Be ready to give it a good smack. Shit, it's the whole damn house in here. Outside, June, quick. We'll take care of them out there. Well, so much for it being a quiet, secluded place off the road. I know. How was I supposed to know, though? Let's just do a quick search and make sure it's clear and get upstairs to rest for a few hours. Then we gotta get back on the road and finish our trek to Raven Creek. We're almost there.